Hi, I'm Manda McKay. I'm a professional artist and I'm making these videos of creativity tips to help people become more creative versions of themselves, and these tips are meant to be useful regardless of your level of expertise. So for this tip, I want to talk about how you can have your art or your creative hobby, whatever form of creativity you work on, how you can have that as the anchor in your life. And what I mean by that, when I'm calling it your anchor, is that it's something that's going to add stability to your life no matter what is going on in your life, no matter how chaotic things have become, how busy, maybe terrible things happening to you or around you, to your loved ones. You can still come back to your creative practice as an anchor that will help keep you grounded and on track and give you kind of a sense of normalcy, and like you're able to stay true to yourself. So definitely, I would say for me lately, there's been a lot of illness that's been affecting loved ones. And in a way, it's tempting to just forget about my art for a while to deal with this. And occasionally, I mean, I do have to put it aside if it's a really hands-on kind of day where I just don't have a few minutes. But even with a family member being hospitalized, I was still able to find like 10 minutes here and there to work on my art in between waiting for doctors to show up and that kind of thing. And it really has given me a sense of normalcy and a feeling of being able to overcome circumstances by being able to continue to work on something that I feel like in my case is my life purpose. And maybe it's not your life purpose for yourself, maybe you just do a hobby, but even so, it's something that can really be like a form of self-care and, like I said, emotional grounding when everything around you is difficult. Now, what if you're the one who's really experiencing the crisis, and for example, you're the one in the hospital and maybe you're not physically able to work on whatever your hobby is or your form of art? In that case, probably the best that you can do is just imagine that you're working on it. I did a video previously about mental rehearsals. I've heard for decades that athletes can do a mental rehearsal about doing whatever they do, like if it's a basketball player making the shot perfectly, they visualize themselves making, doing whatever they're supposed to do perfectly, and it really does help as though it were an actual workout. And I think that that can apply to art. And in this case, you don't really have to worry about perfection, but maybe you like to crochet, you can at least think about, well, what would you crochet when you're well enough to do so? And just kind of daydream about it even. And hopefully that's your worst case scenario, and maybe you're just having something chaotic or just some recurring stressful situation. And if that's the case, like I said, definitely taking a little bit of time for yourself and working on your creative practice is going to really help your mental state more than you probably realize until you actually go through with it. So can you find 5 or 10 minutes a day, even during very stressful times, to work on whatever meaningful creative practice or hobby or form of art you have? It really, trust me on this one, it really will help you out and help your emotional state and help keep you grounded like the anchor that it can be. So I hope you found this tip to be useful. Again, my name is Manda McKay, and thank you so much for watching.